Good morning, Carlisle. How's everybody doing? Thank you for coming out this morning. We are so excited to have you here. We've got a really cool lineup of all 7 generations of the Ford Mustang, and better still, we have their owner stories to go along with them. This is a very special display, and we welcome you to this very cool, Mike, I think one of the coolest Mustang Owners Podcast live recording sessions we've ever done. Maybe next to the town hall we did last year.
Yeah, you know, Carlisle is our favorite event each and every year, and we really look forward to it, especially being with all of you guys. We always call it a family reunion. It's where everybody who's anybody in the hobby is here at one event, and this is it. This is the Mecca for Ford. So this is why we want to do these special things at Carlisle, and that's why we're here doing this today.
Right, so welcome to this very special edition of the Mustang Owners Podcast. I'm your host, John Clor.
And I'm your co-host, Mike Ray.
And we're here today to celebrate wonderful Mustang stories and Mustang owners. And remember, we love it when you like and subscribe to the podcast, because our story is about you. And today, Mike, we're going to go through all 7 gens. We love to take people that have registered for the Carlisle Ford Nationals and take their car off the show field and bring them here to celebrate their Mustang story. And I think we got a couple of cool ones today.
Yeah, and remember, our tagline and everybody else's is everyone has a Mustang story.
So we're going to start over here with the first generation. Now, when we're done and we're done shooting our group shot, later on we're going to give everybody a little gift. You're welcome to come on down and share your favorite stories. But of course, we wouldn't have a Mustang if it weren't for that first generation. Of all the classic Mustangs, what's your favorite body style? You'd think Gail Halderman's original Mustang would be number 1, but it wasn't. America's favorite body style for the Mustang was the 1967-68 body style. And for that, we have this absolutely stunning fastback by John Clor. And all we need from you guys is give us your name and your hometown, and then we want to share how in the heck did you come up with this beautiful car?
Okay, great. Good morning. Frank and Jerry Radio, Franklinville, New Jersey.
Well, Frank and Jerry, now listen, did you get any chance to be behind the wheel yet? Oh, Jerry has, okay.
I just always loved the 60 classics, and when I was, 16 years old looking for my first car, it went up for sale next town over, and I took my dad out there and I said, we gotta look at this car, and I had $1,500 to my name, and we looked at it, and we drove it, and I said, Dad, what do you think? He said, I think this is, for what it is, it's a good running, it'll get you through high school. I'm like, okay. So as we're looking at it, somebody else pulls up and they want to look at it, and before you know it, we're in a bidding war, and my dad asked me, how much money do you have? She's asking $1,500, and I said, that's all I have, and he said, well, that's all you're going to be able to offer, because I have nothing to help you with. So that's how I got started.
Can you imagine trying to get this car for $1,500? Who would pay that? Anybody? Everybody. So Jerry, did you have to break the piggy bank and donate a little bit?
Oh, well, yeah, interesting story. It sat in our garage for years, like 20-some years after we were first married. And at one point, we had a child, and he said to me one day, I think I'm going to sell that Mustang. And I said, well, why? He said, well, it's just sitting there, and we can use the money. And before I could even think any further, the words just came out of my mouth. I said, don't you dare sell that car.
Yeah, let's hear it for Jerry. That's the right answer. Usually, by the way, Jerry, it's the wives that say to sell the car.
Yeah, but I said, don't you dare. I said, I know what that car means to you. And I mean, he would pick me up at my parents' house and take me on dates. And so, I started to get attached as well. And he just said, don't do it. I said, eventually you're going to get to it. I said, it's not in the way, just leave it. It's fine.
So you started the restoration process when?
About 2015, and I have to give credit to my good friend Dominic Pena, who's right here.
Cheer for Dominic.
His birthday too. Yeah, happy birthday, Dom. He has a lot more Mustang experience than I do, but restoring cars. We've come up together with a plan. Dom would do all the body and paint work. I would do the mechanical and the electrical. And we finished the car about 2022. Yeah.
What do you guys think of this beauty? Thank you so much for being a part of the podcast today. Wonderful car. We'll talk to you in a few more minutes.
And he was John's favorite.
No, so Mike, I know you want to talk to Amy because you love the Fox bodies, but I have to pick out this one. Anybody that knows me knows I've got a soft spot in my brain, but that's another problem. But I have a soft spot for second-gen cars. These cars have just gone through hell to make sure that they're a part of the Mustang History Celebration. And a Billboard Cobra I gotta tell you, this was my first new Mustang when I bought it. When did you get, first your name and your hometown and when you got your car?
My name is Arnold Railroad, Senior. I live in Westminster, Maryland.
Westminster, Maryland. Did you drive it down from Westminster?
Yes.
So when did you pick all the way from Maryland just to be here on the show field? So when did you get this beautiful baby?
I was born.
Well, you bought it new.
Yes.
This is an original owner, guys. So you babied this since brand new. It looks like you haven't beat the heck out of it.
No, my wife, she drove it to work for a while. And then she said, you know what? I seen this beautiful 84 GT Mustang, and I'd like to have it. I said, okay. I said, but I'm going to keep this one.
So when your wife wanted the 84, you said, we're going to have 2 of them.
Well, we wound up with 3.
3 of them, okay. Mustangs are like Lay's potato chips. You can't just have one, right? So now you have 3 of them, but you still get to drive this on to shows. And
Yes.
of all the Mustangs you have, you know, this is probably the rarest. You rarely see not only a Mustang 2 at any event, but a Billboard Cobra was the 1 year only.
Okay.
So it looks like you got a tack in it. You didn't mess with the engine, did you?
Well, you had to change the internal parts. I mean, you keep the original outside parts and the original engine, but like I said, then you change the pistons and stuff inside.
Well, that's spoken like a true Mustang 2 owner. You know, people say, oh, Mustang 2 wasn't fast, but guess what? When you get a 302 under the hood, anybody know anything about a 5-liter? Anybody ever get a Ford Racing catalog? A 5-liter is a 5-liter. If you want to put 300 horsepower in a 2,600 pound car, that's up to you. I think this is a stunner, and you know, whenever you're ready to sell it. Jenny, are you ready to write a check for another Mustang in her? No, you're not. Okay. She wants a kitchen. She wants granite in the kitchen. She's taking me for granite. Oh, John, please no more. Let's hear it for this beautiful Billboard Cobra. Jenny, are you ready to write a check for another Mustang in her? No, you're not. Okay. She wants a kitchen. She wants granite in the kitchen. She's taking me for granite. Oh, John, please no more. Let's hear it for this beautiful Billboard Cobra. So now I'm going to have to turn it over to my co-host, Mike, because Amy Rebecca, if you guys follow the podcast, this woman has quite the story. So get on to YouTube or maybe Spotify and listen to this wild woman's story. But Mike, you, Amy, and a Fox body, what can be better for the podcast?
So the world famous, if you guys know her on social in the Mustang community, is Amy Rebecca. But Amy, tell us where you're from, your hometown, how many Mustangs you have, and especially about Blueberry.
Hi, this is Blueberry. It's a 1980 Gia. It's a straight 6. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to say what town I was from. Mountain City, Tennessee. I used to live in Maryland. The current Fox body count is 15. I have 20 Mustangs. So Blueberry, a friend on Facebook, we had never met in person. He sent me this car late one night and in Messenger, and I saw it and I knew I had to have it. However, it was in Washington State. So it was a used car dealership in Washington State. Contacted them, made the deal, had the car shipped. I never saw it until we got to Maryland, other than pictures, but it exceeded my expectations, and it's totally original and has about 86,000 miles on it.
What do the Carlisle Ford Nationals mean to you coming here?
Oh, it's, as my friend says, it's Christmas in June. It's one of the few times I get to see some of my friends, my Fox buddy, all of my Mustang friends. I would not miss it. In fact, I trailered this car 400 miles by myself to bring it here Thursday night.
That is awesome. And I've been coming 21 years to Carlisle. John's never missed a Carlisle, so this is the mecca for all Ford. So, John, let's talk about the SN95 right here.
Well, thank you, Amy. Let's hear for Amy. 16 Mustangs.
20 Mustangs.
20 Mustangs. I'm just happy she didn't say she had 20 cats. That's
16.
She has 16 cats. No, okay. All right, we're going to come over here. This gentleman I happen to know. I'll stand in front of my speaker here. Let me see. This thing is so pretty. That's why we kind of put it in the middle. No, it just so happened to be the 4th gen. And a lot of you people, I know are big fans of SN95. Mike and I have always said it's the entry into the hobby. So your name, your hometown, and then tell us about how you got this absolutely stunning model.
Okay, my name's Jonathan Woodward. I'm from Rutland, Massachusetts. And as a quick aside, my middle name is Carlisle, so I'm here.
Jonathan Carlisle Woodward. Wait, Woodward. So Woodward, Carlisle, both in the same name. Thank God your first name isn't Shelby.
No. But I only have 2 Mustangs. Yeah. But I got into the hobby in 2014. My father-in-law passed away. He had a 99 GT convertible. We inherited that. I bleed Ford blue. The family knew that I had to have the car. We did that. 15 months after bringing that home, I found this. Sitting on the side of the road up in Massachusetts. One owner, 13,000 miles. Young kid was a salesman. He said, yeah, I think the car was in Greece for 9 years because the first owner had a very Greek last name. So it took about a month to convince the wife that it was a good investment. She finally gave in. It needed some TLC, but we brought it home. And I had to respring it. There was a lowering kit in it. I had to track down the original OEM and dash AM FM6 disc. 4 new speakers, thank you. Some body work, but yeah, it's I've had it for 11 years. I love it to death. And after I brought it home, I actually did a Carfax on it, and the car wound up being in Dubai for 9 years.
This car has been to Dubai and back, and now it's here in Carlisle. So when you thought it was in Greece, you're a little bit off.
Well, it's funny, I was doing a deep clean after I got the car home. I was in the trunk underneath the spare tire. I find a little plastic baggie with some nuts and bolts. There was a receipt in there. I could not for the life of me decipher the language on that receipt. Unfortunately, it got tossed. But yeah, it's definitely been around the world.
Well, that's a Mustang story, because when I did a deep clean on my car, all I found was a little package from Sonic. I think it was what the fries came in. By the way, it's underneath the back seat. But that is insane. What a great story. What a great car. And I know some of the folks at Ford Motor Company have seen this car on Woodward, and they said that Woodward guy's on Woodward. Beautiful car. Thank you, Jonathan, for bringing it up.
One thing, since I've been in the hobby, coming to Carlisle, I've been to Woodward twice. The people I'm meeting, the Ford employees, the engineers, the designers, the technicians, it's been absolutely outstanding. Everybody's been just phenomenal.
Not only the people at Ford, but the people that own Fords. Thank you, everybody, for being such a great hobby. This one, everyone loves the S197. Oh, there you go. Everyone loves S197s because this is the car that people say brought us back into the first gens. They had this, they call it the retro look, but we call it the original look. So your name and hometown, and how did you come across this absolute stunning 5-liter?
I'm Bill Watkins from Wilbraham, Massachusetts. This was my retirement present to myself. I started looking in 2009, actually, and I heard there was going to be a redesign. The guy that was going out to try to find a car for me told me to wait until 11 when the new issue came out. Okay, so this came off lease. I got it in 2013. It was leased by a guy who worked at the Dearborn plant, because I got the window sticker that says delivered to Dearborn Garage. He drove it for a year and a half of a 2-year lease, hit 24,000 miles, and then decided not to pay the penalties for the additional mileage, so he stuck the car in his garage for 6 months. Ford then sent it to White River Junction, Vermont, to an auction, where my guy found it. I said I gave him a list of things I wanted on a car. I said they do not want red.
Well, you have to make some compromises.
You know, this is the candy as opposed to the race red.
And the silver stripes really do break it up. This thing is sweet. So you obviously don't drive it much.
That is correct.
It's your baby.
You got that right.
So for all you guys and gals who are contemplating retirement, and the folks at the office are going to get you a cake. Cake. You've had your cake here, William, and you're eating it too here at the Carlisle Ford Nationals. What do you guys think of this beauty? What a great story. Thank you for sharing with us.
My pleasure, John. Thank you.
We call him Johnny O in the hobby, right? Obviously, this is an anniversary edition. It's special and near and dear to my heart. I was on the launch team for the S550 with Ford, and it's a very, very special car. I still remember the beginning and the grumblings. No one liked the design of the car, blah, 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 blah. And they've done it on all the generations, right? Every time a new generation comes, somebody doesn't like it, and they'll make a big stink, and then everybody loves it at the end. So, Johnny, how long have you had this car? Where are you from? And tell us a little bit about it.
All right, I'm John Olesic. I'm from Farmingville, New York. I actually saw this car as it was unveiled at Charlotte Motor Speedway at the MCA Ford 50th anniversary. After a little convincing I gave in to my wife and put an automatic in it. I was able to purchase the car new in 2015. I got it, it was delivered to me in December of 2014. And I've kept it ever since. Right now it has about 7,500 miles on it, so it doesn't get used a lot. It has been signed. Gail Haldeman actually signed it at an MCA National in Ohio. John was there, they were doing a book signing. John gave me his golf cart, we stuck Gail in it, ran him out to the show field, and signed it. And then, through a contact who I will not name, I actually took the trim off the car that Gail had signed, put it in a box, FedExed it to Detroit. My contact then made its way to Dave Perisek, who signed it in his office. They were kind enough to take a picture for me of him signing it, put it back in the FedEx box with the return label I had provided, sent it back to me, and that is now on the car. So both Dave Perisek and Gail Haldeman have signed this car. They also both have signed, Ford had a plaque that you could buy that had your owner's name on it, the VIN number, and the two cars, the 50th anniversary and an original Wimbledon white coupe on it. I had that also signed by both John and Dave Perisek.
So in case you guys don't know who Gail Haldeman is, how many people do not know who Gail Haldeman is? Gail Haldeman is the original designer of the original Mustang, and born and raised in Tip City, Ohio. And we will be doing an International Club Summit there later this fall, so stay tuned for that. Is our favorite here, right? Our new favorite. So if you guys notice, this car didn't come like this. So he just got his bronze graphics put on this week, RTR approved. Ben himself and are the Amos here in the crowd? Jeff and Lori, are you guys out here still? There they are. So both of them are customers of RTR for mine. I actually got the privilege to sell Ben this car, but he wanted to do something special with it. And we had the bronze package on it, but he wanted bronze graphics. RTR didn't offer them at that time, but worked with him to get the design and all that stuff done. And he just got them installed earlier this week to make sure that it was ready for Carlisle. So Ben, tell us about where you're from, how you're enjoying the car, and what Carlisle means to you.
So I'm from New Hampshire, and it's been driven, and it will be driven, because I want to drive this car. It is a Mustang to be driven. So it's got the Whipple, it's the Spec 3, it's a culmination of 30 years of a dream, because when I was a kid, my dad used to do car shows, and we were at a Chevy Nationals, where I fell in love with a king of the road 500 up on the hill at a Chevy National. So, and I saw a 65 on the road that I needed when I was a kid, would draw it in grade school and draw it and doodle and put the sit-down license plate on it and everything. So over the years, I was able, unfortunately, father passed away in '94. I was able to pick up a 95 Mustang as my first. The deal was you get a 3.0, you get a 5.0. I did not indeed get a 3.0, but he did pass away. So there was a 65, a 95, and
2025.
30 years later, I was able to get the 2025. Much shaving and a very good salesman. So enjoying the hell out of it.
Well, thank you, Ben. What does Carlisle mean to you? You've been here as your second year here. What does the Carlisle Ford Nationals mean to you?
It is absolutely the best enthusiastic group of people. I've been going to car shows my entire life, since knee high, like I said, and it's the second year here, and I feel it's like family anyway. And I'm from New Hampshire. You guys are awesome, and this place is amazing.
Yeah, Carlisle is definitely the mecca. Me and John, like I said, it's our favorite event each and every year. But John, what a great group we got, huh?
Well, what do you guys think? 7 generations, what do you think of their stories? Does it sound like your life? Does it sound like what's happening to you? Sounds like what happens all. Let's hear a round of applause for all of our owners. Now, being the generous sort that we are, Mike, we dug back into the archives of Ford, and we said, what could we give everyone that they probably would remember this event by, other than being on YouTube, you know? So I asked Ford what they could possibly give us, and they were busy that day. So what we found, well, they're busy. They got cars to worry about. They're building stuff like that. So we found for each one of you today the original 50th anniversary collector's tin, which you probably have, but if you don't, if you already have it, you can put it on your car on the show field and sell it. So you'll be seeing some of these on eBay today, later today, or on Facebook Marketplace. No, but we'd like to share with you those collector tins. We don't have, Ben, you know, the 7th gen yet, the 50th anniversary. And John has himself, he's got red, white, and blue cars. You want to talk about being an All-American as well as his original car. You know, red, white, and blue, three right colors. And how many guys have ever told you, I don't know if you've been over to the corral or not, if you've been kicking some tires, but Mike, when you come to Carlisle, you're always looking at somebody else's car. I've heard some of you, I think it was over here, was over in the show field, when you drive by some of these cars, you go, oh wow. Oh, you know, so you're lusting after someone else's car, and you already have one. How many people have more than one Mustang in their family? Raise your hands. Oh, Mike,
Look at that. Just like you said, just like the chips. You know, and here's another thing, is that if there's teenagers here, you guys better get up and get involved in this hobby deeply, so you guys can be up here representing 75 years, and you little newborns out here will be here doing the 100 years, because me and John won't be here. But the thing is trying to get younger people involved in the hobby to keep this torch burning. It's been going 60 plus years already. Like I said, thanks to Gail Halderman for creating it. But that's what's given everybody the enthusiasm and the passion that Neil and John have, and all of you have here, or you wouldn't be here. So let's just keep passing the torch, sharing the love with Mustang, and keep making Mustang memories. Trying to get younger people involved in the hobby to keep this torch burning. It's been going 60 plus years already. Like I said, thanks to Gail Halderman for creating it. But that's what's given everybody the enthusiasm and the passion that Neil and John have, and all of you have here, or you wouldn't be here. So let's just keep passing the torch, sharing the love with Mustang, and keep making Mustang memories.
Yeah, Mike, Jonathan just couldn't help himself. He had something that just came to him. So Jonathan?
I just want to add, I appreciate Johnny O with his red, white, and blue cars. My 99 GT convertible is laser red. Obviously, I have the Azure Blue Mark 1. My good friend Bill says, you need a white Mustang.
I can help with that.
I know. A lot of people can. Unfortunately, my wife says, no. No.
Is it time for a new wife?
No,
Where is she?
I'm not on YouTube.
Where is she?
Oh, that was my inside voice. I didn't say that. Hey, we play that back on YouTube. We have edit quality, so okay. Is it time for a new wife?
No,
Where is she?
I'm not on YouTube.
Where is she?
So you also, so what does that show all of us? Well, you gotta have one, and you know, the funny thing was most people love to have a red Mustang. Bill Ford said, when I did my first book, I think it was Mustang in 07, I was talking to Bill Ford about, I was doing a book, I wanted him to give me a statement about Mustang. And he said, well, I've driven a lot of them, but there's nothing like driving a red Mustang convertible, say on the Pacific Coast Highway with the wind in your hair, well, if you still have hair, but there's nothing like that. He said there's no feeling, it's the all-American car, and how American is this collection of cars and of this collection of owners? You guys exemplify what makes Ford Motor Company great. I mean, you're really great owners, are passionate about your cars. Let's hear it again for these guys. Now, whether you own one or two and they're red, white, and blue, you really didn't want a red one, but everybody has to have a red Mustang at one time in their life, right, Mike?
I've had one.
That's right. Or whether you've said, you know, someday, honey, $1,500 could buy you that fabulous Mustang. So the teenagers are out there that are listening to this. What we're saying to you is, if your dad tells you, you know, you got to do something around the house, and you got to step it up. Step it up. Because, you know, when he moves on in life and wants to give up the keys to his car, or you tell him he can't drive anymore because there's a mailbox under his Mustang, that you should be able to get these cars. We want to pass these cars down. Now, Amy, unfortunately, doesn't have enough relatives in her family to pass down. She doesn't have that.
You do have friends, though.
You have a lot of friends, yeah. And then the entire Mustang 2 community would jump all over all these cars with that. So you guys, you're seeing, 63 years of fabulous cars. And look how different these all are. Look at these, how different these cars are. And then consider what generation they came in. Somehow Ford was able to make cars that connected with every one of these generations and still be a Mustang. Still have that fun to drive, man, that's good looking quality. And to the point where you said, when I retire, I'm going to buy myself my own present. I mean, or I got to have that car, or we're going to fix it up. We got to save it. Because this is what this car does to us. So that's why, Mike, I think we've kind of dedicated the rest of our careers to be telling your story, your Mustang story. Because guess what? The other car companies can't touch this. They don't have 7 generations of cars to talk about. Even Mike, somebody said, oh, the Corvette's been around a long time, but they did miss that 1 year.
1983.
Sorry, boys. You got to get it through the 80s, the malaise era. You got to do it. Got to figure it out. We figured it out. So for all of you that got up in the morning when you could have spent that extra time at the hotel's coffee bar making of the 3rd waffle, you gave it up to come here and spend some time with these wonderful owners and did your chance to listen in on this live recording of the Mustang Owners Podcast. For that, we thank you guys. We'd like you to subscribe and like what we do so we can share your story. And if you've got a Mustang story you want to share with us, get in touch with us. Send us an email to clubhub@ford.com. That's CLUBHUB. Because most of you, Mike, what do you think? Out of these, how many people out here are in a Mustang club of some sort? Anybody? Look, that's why we have a club hub, right, Mike?
Yeah, then we have tons of stories. If you guys are interested in being on the podcast, please come down and see us after here, and we'll get you the contact information to have you guys on.
So we thank you for joining us on this edition of the Mustang Owners Podcast. We invite you all to come down and talk to the owners and shake their hands, take a look at their cars, and we invite you to like and subscribe to the podcast. And so until next time on YouTube and on Spotify, we'll just have to catch you down the road. Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
Come on down.